Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Call the Street. As always, you got me, Hamad, you got DC over here,
hey,
and you got Alex.
What's up?
So, kicking off this episode number 26.
26.
Yeah,
guys.
DC, have you done anything interesting lately?
Well,
New
fist
with-
bump to the
with-
26.
What's new with you?
26.
Oh, number 26.
But what's new with me? Well, I recently hit it up, snowmobiling.
Snowmobiling,
If
really?
you can't remember, you guys were there.
We went snowmobiling?
You went snowmobiling.
When was that?
I was there.
It was very recently, within a
Nice.
couple days,
Nice.
It
and
was yesterday.
Really?
or whatever it was. Yeah, it was
Sweet.
your second time. It was your first.
It was
time.
my first time ever.
You both
snowmobiling.
killed it.
Hamad popped his snowmobiling cherry.
You
Yes, I
both,
did.
You both did amazing.
I also popped
so
a couple of jumps and didn't land them correctly, but
You
that's
came
okay.
close. You came down on another jump. But anyways, you guys did great. It was awesome.
We did.
I had fun.
We had great stories.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't know you could go so fast.
Oh,
When I was there, I was
how
well,
fast did we go, you think?
Yeah,
Well, you guys probably got up 65.
I got 60. Yeah,
I was able to get up to 87 that day. So it was pretty
Damn,
fast.
son.
But yeah, what did you expect?
well,
Like,
okay. So when I thought I was snowmobiling, I thought we were gonna go a lot slower. I thought we were gonna go like 30 or something like that. And then you
Okay.
were like, no, we're gonna go 65 on the straightaways. I was like, wow, that's fast.
Damn.
So yeah,
I went before, so
Right.
I knew what to expect. I thought I was fine. I think this time when I went, I kind of got it handled easier,
Right.
Like I wasn't as scared to go faster or
Right.
whatever you want to
you
call
kind
it.
of just flew
And,
up
yeah, and then the
hills.
jumps, I wasn't wasn't a pussy to go in the jumps.
yeah.
Also, I do want to say, I woke up the next day, and I was sore as hell.
Really?
Like
Same
my
as
back,
me.
my back, my arms are just
Really?
like.
Dude, my butt was sore, and like I realized like my elbow was really sore.
Well, you
And I also
kinda,
took a hat like okay,
Yeah, you
so like
didn't-
here's the thing, like halfway through, I'm like we're like an hour or two into the snowmobiling, and I thought I could do some crazy shit. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit a couple of these jumps. I got like some air on one of them, and then there was this one big jump, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna gun it. So I gunned it. I flew over, and then I looked down and I realized there's another jump. So I'm like, well, shit. So I hit the base of that jump. I like fall forward, my hand just like, and then I came up with that one, and then hit the ground twice.
I knew he was gonna do it.
And
too.
my wrist was it didn't feel that good.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
went over and I was like, "Oh, I see it." And so I slowed down. And I hit it just right, but
I went
knew
around it.
Yeah, you went
yeah,
I
I
went around
hit
it.
that, and I was like,
I knew.
And we
that
see him
hurt.
just standing there.
I'm just sitting down, like, and just, my snowmobile turned off and everything.
You
I was
hit
like,
the kill switch.
I'm like, wow, this hurts
It's
for a little
alright.
bit.
Then another thing, when I was going, there's a trail to the right
Okay.
off our
Yep.
trail that was kind of
Yeah.
downhill, and I was
Well,
like, huh,
the main
I'll
trail
just send it.
follows and holds up the left side of
Yeah.
a hill.
The main trail is kind of wide. That's where the
Yeah.
sled dogs
Right.
go and stuff.
Right.
Oh, there's a-
Little skiers go.
and you ended up following just some tracks down into a little ravine.
It looked pretty cool, so I was like, I'm ready
Right,
for
right,
this.
right.
And then I was looking behind, making sure that you guys were still
And then
there.
I'm gone.
And all I saw was you start to come up, start to come back towards the trail, and then just immediately
Just go
start
down.
veering off to the right and down into the ravine.
And then-
I said, oh no!
and then
I
I
knew it.
Yeah, and when I was going there's like this trail, so I could have kept going, but could have kept going, but like I saw these tracks that went even more to the right and did a loop, and I saw them like, that looks like they got stuck, so I stopped my snowmobile before it got even worse.
And then I was curious, so I followed him.
Well, I was already down
And I
there.
got
I
stuck.
kept telling you to stop. Don't go down there.
You probably watched me the entire time,
I
like
watched
me
you
circling
the entire
around,
time.
and then I just like,
kept waving my hands.
I couldn't see you guys. I didn't see you until I was already down there. I'm like, oh, there they are.
And he gets down, he's like, hello guys, and we're like, why are you down here, man?
So then I had to get 3 snowmobiles out of the bottom of a ravine
Yeah,
instead of just
doing
2.
some magic with that. So
That was very majestic, DC. Like
Oh, thanks.
I don't know what to say about it. It was just just
crazy.
impressive. Like I didn't think you had a skill like that,
yeah, you should put that on your resume next time. You say
Yeah.
you call yourself
What's
a
the skill?
guru snowmobiler.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say I enjoy snowmobiling and all that kind
No,
of stuff.
no,
'cause
that
everybody
doesn't do you justice, DC.
I know,
you
but
gotta
everybody just
say
gives me crap for
I'm
it. So
I'm a demigod at
Yeah,
snowmobiling.
seriously, that's exactly what you gotta say. But
Because
anyway,
you
I'm just glad you guys appreciate
Yeah.
it a little more now.
no, yeah,
I
it's,
do
it's fun.
appreciate-
It's a lot of
Skidoo.
fun. Skidoo all the way.
It's Articat.
our cat,
Don't even.
our crap.
Anyways,
Close.
so yeah, well, that was kind of our tidbit for spring breaks. I guess I should,
That's kind of
yeah,
our
that was
main
that was
thing
the
we
main thing
did.
for spring break. So I guess
Yeah.
that prompts a question. Because we always see those Instagram posts about people who like do a bunch of cool vacations. We've seen people go to Mexico and do all these crazy vacations.
I know
and stuff.
3 people in Cancun right now.
Currently, yeah.
Cancun.
Right, there's a lot of people doing this. So I guess the question is, what about the other people that aren't doing
like
so
college
much?
spring break?
Yeah, because college kids sometimes they're broke, so they don't really do anything. You know,
Well,
they go home.
Not everybody goes on trips.
Like, you know what we're doing now.
Yeah, basically. Because
Like
I didn't have.
chilling out.
Yeah, I'm just chilling out at my hometown.
Hanging out with friends.
So I guess, what do people do during that time in spring break?
Playing video games.
I've been playing.
Enjoying family time. But what have you been doing?
I love to sleep in. And now since I have no obligations, except a few, I still have some obligations, but mostly I don't. So I love to sleep in. Yesterday I slept in until 12:30.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
I hate sleeping in. And one day after I came back from skiing, I ended up sleeping in until 2 o'clock.
Jesus.
And I didn't want to.
And
like,
you hate yourself for it.
Yeah, I hate it.
Really, dude?
I absolutely hate it because and it was just weird because I never woke up and like, I'll go back to sleep or something. It just
like
straight up, yeah. And
Yeah,
I hate it.
Well, it's good for you.
It is. I mean, I can't complain on spring break. At least I'm not having to have other obligations.
Yeah,
you know?
isn't that the best part? You wake up every day for the next 7 days, and you're like, I can eat,
right,
watch TV, and don't even have to worry about school.
right.
Well, I just play a lot of games. I watch movies. I enjoy watching movies and stuff. So I like Netflix. And
What
all
kind
that.
of movies?
What do you like? Netflix shows?
Okay.
I've been
catching
watching
up on his New Girl. Dude.
Yeah, recently I've been watching New Girl.
Like over again or
over
you
again.
never finished it? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, just a second round at it. I liked it. Besides that, I just like you said, a lot of family time, which is the reason.
Yeah.
Like last spring break, we went to Calgary. Like
for the entire time, basically.
For like the whole week.
For
yeah,
like
we
5
weren't in
5
our
days.
Yeah,
but we came back and it was like 2 days before we left. So.
Right.
But we weren't with our families most of the time. So this time, like I'm enjoying kind of all the family time I get. Yeah,
I
that's
agree
me.
with that. So.
Hamad, what do you?
Dude, I've been sleeping in a lot and just lounging around the house. And for me, like I don't care about sleeping in because if I wake up at like 12, then I'll go to bed at like 3 a.m. that night. So I make up all the lost times that I sleep in.
You end up
so.
like reverse cycling in a way. It's not good for me. I mean, because then when I go back to school, then I'm just trash.
Well, I still go to bed at like 1 a.m. at school.
I go to bed at 3.
Yeah.
School and now, my bedtime
really
doesn't change, but my wake up time changes.
Right, and so then you just absolutely Yeah.
Speaking of sleep, I was thinking, I watched this video the day spring break started, and it says sleeping. What do you call the different sleeping cycles? Something sleep?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
What's the word for it? You know words.
Polycycles? I don't know, dude.
It starts with a P. It's some sort of a sleep cycle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, anyway, it's like the sleep cycle where you sleep for 4 hours at night, then you take 2 25-minute naps during the day. And this guy did or I guess there's different sleeping cycles, but this one dude did this and tried it out, and he said the first week was just miserable, but then once his body got adjusted to it, he said his productivity increased more than it was before. So he's getting less sleep, so he's getting a total of like just a little under 5 hours of sleep. And he said his productivity and like he wasn't tired as he was or shit like that.
I don't see how that's possible.
What do you mean?
No, it's scientifically been proven. That's like one of the most rigorous ones, but like it's one of the most successful.
Like there's a lot of famous people like Einstein and all them that
rarely ever slept.
Or they slept like they just took naps. They never like slept for 8 hours, and they were like geniuses. And maybe that's what pushed them to be that.
Well,
way.
the thing is like you get the most hours out of your day then that way, and at the most productive rate.
Yes.
If you only sleep for like an hour or something like that,
I can
4 or 5 times a day.
Whenever I take a nap, 25 minutes never cuts it, and you leave yourself feeling more tired.
A 15-20 minute nap.
But you don't do it daily. That's the thing. If you do it daily, you're gonna get more out of it. Well, what this guy said is that like he went to bed at like 1 and woke up at 5 at night. So like from 5 until he had to go to his work, he had like 3 hours to just get shit done around the house.
Errands and stuff.
So he had that much time. Then he'd go and find like place to sleep at his work for a 25-minute nap. But he said like the first week, like he wouldn't even get his body wouldn't fall asleep during the 25 minutes. But then once it adjusted after literally like 4 to 5 days, like his body, right as he closed his eyes for the naps, his like body just shut down and like knew.
That almost happened to me at work when I was working over the summer. No, I was saying over the summer. So like I had like these crazy. You probably know because you were working construction. So like I'd wake up at like 5 o'clock or whatever, work all through the afternoon, come back at 2 or 3, right? And then I'd take a nap for an hour. And that didn't happen for like the first week, but like halfway through the summer, like I could like
You're used to it?
I would just like lay down instantaneous nap for like an hour and a half, and then I wake up and just do my stuff.
I just
So yeah,
envisioned
I definitely believe in that whole.
Cartwright or Hamad just pulling into the group of some trees and just dozing off for an hour.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
No responsibility.
But they said that this kind of sleeping cycle, like, it's really healthy and shit like that, but there's certain things you can't do.
Like
No alcohol. Even a sip of alcohol, like, messes everything up.
Well, isn't that just general rule for like anyone's sleep cycle?
No, not really. I mean, this is like your body is like, you set your body to a certain, like...
What if you set your body to have a sip of alcohol?
So you drink every day.
You just broke the system, my friend.
The system. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
That's interesting.
It's maybe something to.
You should try it.
Are we gonna try it?
I don't know,
The whole
because-
circadian.
I was gonna try it this week.
It's
That's the
called
thing. I was gonna
yeah.
try it this week, but then I'm like, it's gonna.
It's just your
Should
body's
I-
circadian rhythm.
Let's
That's
all
what
do
it's
it.
called.
Let's all try.
But
it
let's
this
try the different thing. There's ones that they're like tricycles. So like there's one where you take.
No, that's what we have to do. Is we all have to try the same technique.
Oh, you want to try the
but
same
just
one?
different weeks, because then that's the best actual scientific method. Because
Well,
then
no,
we can
it'd be-
test everybody.
Why don't we just do it at the same time? So we just each pitch in our what's it, experience.
That's what I'm saying.
So we all do the same thing for one
Right.
week straight. And
That's
we
what
just
I'm
pitch in
saying.
what we thought about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that won't be bad.
Well, no, it would be bad, especially with school, because the dude said that during the second and third day, he was a zombie. He didn't, everything that was said to him, he didn't remember any of it. He said he couldn't even reply to people because he had no idea what was going on. He had no idea where he was.
Yeah, well,
But then the fourth day,
But
it adjusted.
it's only 5 hours, right?
What?
Well, here's the thing.
No, it's during the day when he had to go to work.
But
he
you
didn't
have
get
to- you
anything.
have
He
to
was so
sleep.
unproductive.
But here's the problem. I don't know how to sleep
It's 5
around
hours
school.
of sleep, right?
4
Like
4 hours of sleep and 2 25-minute naps.
Okay, well, I've done that consistently at times. So I think for me,
DC's a superhuman,
I
actually.
could maybe pull it off. Maybe that's why I slept so much this break. It was a giant reset.
I don't think that's how it works. You see,
I don't
that's
know.
not
Here's
how your
the
body
thing.
works.
I don't know how to find time. I think that's the biggest problem with the sleep is you don't know how to find time in the middle of the day to take a nap.
Well, for us, I have classes spread out like pretty evenly.
What do you
Right.
mean? You
Like I have
you woke
breaks.
up at, let's say you go to bed at 12.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up at 4. You take a nap right before school. Take a nap at 9. Then take a nap after classes at 3 or 4, and then go to bed at 12.
What if
It's
I,
doable.
I
what if
gotcha.
I stay up till 3, wake up at 7, and then do the naps?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd work. But then you'd have to nap like after school then.
Right, but for me,
You have
like
to nap at like 4.
if I wake up, but I don't have to do anything for a couple hours, I won't do anything for a couple hours.
Well, I get up at 8:30, so I think I'm gonna go to bed at 4:30, and then take a nap after classes, so around 3, and then take a nap at 7 p.m.
I see.
No,
what
take a
y'all
nap
do.
at 9. So I'm gonna
Right.
do. You gonna do that, DC?
Okay.
Well,
You
that's
realize
your
how much better we get at Fortnite?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your. You just want to find more time to play Fortnite. That's all.
Well, no, you have that time when you adjust the schedule. Your homework time, like you have that much more time for homework. Like it's insane.
Yeah, because I usually don't start homework till like 7 or 8, right? So like if you fall asleep at 4, you have all that time.
Yeah,
to
so
study or
what this
whatever.
dude said is like the pros, more productivity, and you don't need alarms. He said, like after your body adjusts to it, it wakes up on its. Your
That's
body
crazy.
wakes up.
No,
Yeah.
No, you need alarms initially though.
Initially, yeah, but afterwards you don't. But he said that the bad part about it is that you can't. It restricts you like in your diet. You have to eat healthier too, and Doritos won't do it.
Dude, let's try it. Maybe it'll be
and
helpful for us.
you have no sense of day and night.
Right.
It just becomes one big time.
And the problem is you can't like if you stop, then everything's messed up. Like if you skip a nap,
If you,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
everything's gone. Like you do everything you work for is just
we'll try it. We'll see how it
You
goes.
actually want to try?
I'm
If
down.
we're trying, I want to do it this week. I don't have any exams this week.
Right.
okay. Yeah, it just have to be group.
It has to be this week.
Okay, and if it's a group thing, it'd be
You're
more
gonna have to
motivated.
teach me circuits, just straight out.
Well, once you get this down, you're
Yeah, there you go.
you'll become more intelligent, so you'll understand.
Boom,
All right.
boom, we'll all be little Einsteins. Anyways, all right. So changing gears and everything. Upcoming news: the death of Stephen Hawking.
Well, it wasn't upcoming.
I mean,
But,
never mind. All right, so it was
updating news.
updating news or
Right.
just news in general.
Stephen Hawking has passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people
man-
know that, but I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
The fall of a titan.
I was just about to say that, but
Where'd you get that quote?
Iron Man.
Same.
yes, of course.
The passing of a Titan.
Legend. I was
yeah.
in shock. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I kind of like you just knew about him. I never really knew much about what he did or
Right,
anything,
right. But you knew he was
I
a
just
big,
knew about him.
big
He
He
was
was
a
just kind
physicist.
of a
Yeah.
pop culture guy, and he just
He's a theoretical physicist.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was just kind of rooted in society a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
And it just like he was never gonna go away.
And then he went away.
And yeah,
They
age of
never-
76, but
So
He wasn't even supposed to survive. He was
yeah,
supposed to
he
survive past
outlived.
25.
Yeah,
He
it's-
outlived.
Good for
so-
him.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to survive
You're-
past like
helped
25 or
further the
something.
He was
scientific
so
communities.
people. He was like said to be the smartest man alive, right?
Yep. That's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Who is it now?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's
There's
it's
this lady
chop-
from like
always-
Indonesia,
yeah,
like India,
they're
that has a
chopped
really
up.
high IQ.
Yeah, they're
Well, he had a high
chopped
IQ
up.
too, didn't he?
I'm pretty
He was
sure.
like in the 200s, wasn't he?
Right,
I mean, it's always chopped up to like some prodigy kid who like took the test, but like
right.
one of them, I think one of them was on the list is like some video gamer or something who's like unemployed, but he took an IQ test and he's like 5th smartest in the world. Well, I mean, there's always like hidden geniuses.
lucky.
Yeah, they're just always hidden geniuses, but they never really capitalize. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people say he's the smartest because he like
Well, how much
capitalized
shit
on
he
his
did.
IQ and stuff.
Britain labeled him as the Britain's 25th most important man.
Of all time?
I guess.
Or
who like I just can't
Well, I
think
guess
of 25 people.
Of all time.
Yeah, that are more important than somebody
Goat.
of
He was
his
25.
of his caliber.
What do you mean of his caliber?
Like,
Well, I mean,
he was
like-
incredibly smart, Alex.
Yeah.
Like
I realize he's incredibly smart, but do you realize how many people created what we have, like in the math industry and the
right,
engineering
but not
thing?
of all
Yeah.
of them were British.
What?
We're saying British
It's
is best.
exclusively.
I'm sure
What,
some-
no, dude, what do you mean? A lot of them are British.
Well, there's a lot of people that are
No, I
British.
say
yeah.
there's quite a bit of people that.
You just
over-
don't know.
I'm just gonna have to go look at
Well,
that list.
think about all the
seriously.
queens. Like they have to put all the queens
You have to
before
put all the
this
kings
too.
all
and
the
queens on there.
royalty.
All the
yeah.
royalty. Yeah,
And that's
so-
always gonna have some bias and
guess.
stuff sway on it, but
So maybe all top 24 royalty.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
Thinking, but
Dude, yeah, it was sad though. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of like
he did a lot.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure what he did.
I don't know what he did. He did
Obviously,
some
he did a
stuff.
lot
It was
of
something like
breakthrough
black holes and stuff.
and-
That's what he
I
was
mean, did you
involved
guys ever watch his movie, The Theory of Everything?
No.
It's pretty good. It's
No.
more of a biography. It doesn't really talk
Right.
about what he did, but like
right.
it just
shows
went
the
into,
struggles that he went through.
yeah, he brought up a lot of. I think his biggest contribution was just like he brought up a lot of theories that a lot of scientists thought were crazy
Right.
at the time with all the theoreticals and stuff like that. But then like now, it's just like it's becoming more and more accepted, and like a lot of like newer theories are being based off of his work, and I
Right.
think that's why he's such an important. Like,
Now,
He kind of pushed the bounds.
yeah.
now, ALS is what he had, right?
Yeah.
and Lou
DC,
Gehrig's.
you told me they found a cure for ALS from the ALS water
They
bucket challenge.
found parts of cures, is what it is.
Yeah.
They didn't find a cure for him. He didn't have a cure.
Well,
But
at that
it's-
point, he was
it's-
also just in a very late stage too.
in I guess in technicality, things necessarily can't be cured. Like once you have once your cells are broken down, you can't like rebuild your cells.
Right. I mean, I
But
guess.
there's ways of curing it before you get to the extremes, I guess. And
Or just
what they
suppressing
found.
it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that's what they found. More research that money from the Ice Bucket Challenge
true.
helped benefit.
Yep.
But,
and then, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's about it. And I wanted to talk about just the link about for Stephen Hawking, because I came across a very like interesting fact. So Stephen Hawking's and Einstein. Stephen Hawking died on March 14th. Einstein was born on March 14th.
You're saying we got an Einstein that was born?
Maybe right now. No, I'm saying the day that Einstein was born was like March 15th, like or 14th, 18
Pi Day.
something. Yeah,
right.
and then
Wait, that's Pi Day?
That's 314.
yeah, 314.
Well,
So
what are you
Einstein was
saying?
born. I'm saying that there's a weird coincidence. Like Einstein was born 314.
What does it mean?
And Stephen Hawking died on the
What
same
does
day.
it mean?
No, what is it? What is it?
life
What's the
mean?
conspiracy? It's
I
just
don't-
the fact that it
no,
happened.
it's
That's
just-
not a conspiracy.
I'm not saying it's conspiracy. I'm saying coincidence. Coincidentally, they both one of them was born and one of them died on the same day.
People are losing their minds and they don't know what to believe anymore.
Why?
Their religion is going to.
How's your religion going?
What?
How
Because
how does it
people are
affect
going
it?
crazy. I don't
About
know.
what?
The incredibly smart person died on March 14th, and a incredibly smart person was born on March 14th, which
Okay.
is coincidentally Pi Day, which is known in the mathematical community as being a very relevant number to
It's a transcendental
the
number.
universe. You're right. So it's just kind of this big.
It's just a big loop, and people are just
Envelope that
freaking out
just
about it. I mean, don't you
closes
think that's
everything
kind of?
up.
You're saying it was someone killed him. It was
You're
sabotage.
overthinking it.
Oh yes, it was an inside job.
No,
I don't get the point of it.
no, he died peacefully.
You lost me.
No, I'm just saying it's just a big coincidence that I
You've
thought was
lost.
an interesting fact.
Yes.
So-
Thank you, Hamad, for supplying the fact.
Yeah. Anyways, another piece of news. I think DC wanted to talk a little bit about this story about the recent walkouts that's been going around the nation.
Oh boy.
What's your take on it?
Now, first of all, before you get going, I want to point out that DC wrote like a book on Facebook about it. So
He
you go
published
check it out.
He
It was
published a
maybe
novel.
a paragraph.
It was a long paragraph. You
Maybe.
have 800 words.
Oh, you know that?
I
You
counted.
them? It was maybe like 3 sentences. But
It was more than... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
Anyways, my thoughts on it are it is incredibly stupid. If you wanted to get something done, it could be done in a lot of different ways. If you legitimately cared, these students that say they care, if they legitimately cared, then I think that they could have found a much more positive platform to base everything on. I've seen posts out there of certain schools, certain people going out and doing these sticky notes of like writing a whole bunch of compliments and things.
I was just about to say that.
And giving those to people and like they took like 17 sticky notes or something, and 14 of them were for students and 3 of them were for teachers or adults or anybody in the school.
And they put them in the lockers.
Yeah, and so it was a much more positive, beneficiary way to remember what had happened. That was part of the platform in remembrance, but also to provide a protest safer schools. Well, I want to know what safer schools mean. If it's about gun control, then say it's about gun control, because safer schools is a very vague platform. But other than that, our high school, our alma mater,
Right.
kids just walked out and stood outside the class.
Well, I
Like,
guess
they didn't
just quickly interrupt your
rant. Yeah,
I guess
just keep going.
Well, I just wanted to clarify, because I'm not sure if a lot of people know like what exactly a walkout is. Like,
Right.
what did people do?
What they
what
did
was the idea behind
was, I can't remember the exact time. It was like around 10 o'clock or something. Everybody walked out for 17 minutes and then walked back.
Exactly.
To the
Why
class.
17?
Well, 17 was the whole thing about the Parkland shooting. 17 students.
Okay, 17
Okay,
minutes.
and then so what was the idea? What was the message? Were they just
It's a good question. That they say to remember the Parkland High School and to provide a platform for safe schools. Well, what does safe schools mean? Like, I get that.
I see.
I don't think anybody out there doesn't want the students and kids to be safe. I don't think that, like, that's not a common...
Right, so I guess the whole point you wanted to say was like you just wanted a more proactive stance.
Yeah,
Instead
like
of like people standing outside, you
and
wanted
just
them to
skipping class, which is wasting people's time. It's wasting taxpayers' money, and it's not furthering anybody. It's decreasing.
They should have set up an
education.
event, like a
Yeah,
more proactive event,
well, yeah.
like the sticky notes or something.
Right, and something more positive that would actually lead to things being done and helping other students and people, I think is a much better way instead of just complaining.
Yeah.
It just feels like people are complaining. I don't know. That's it.
Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
So the thing didn't even let me talk there. Okay.
No, sorry.
So
I was saying-
the thing is, at our high school, there's a tweet that a news reporter or someone tweeted, and they said nearly 100 people walked out today. However, there's no picket signs, no signs,
Right.
no chants, and no prayers. They just stood there.
That's weird.
So sure, no, I'm on board if they have a message and stuff, but I feel like it's cool that they're uniting. I feel like that's really cool. However, I just don't see a point.
Unite to something.
Would you do it, DC, if you
No.
were back in high school? Would you
No,
be part of the
I would've-
100?
What would you
would've-
have changed about the walkout though? If
He
you
would
were
have been the guy with the picket signs.
yeah,
No, he would have started a
he would,
chant.
no, he would have had a megaphone and would have just been preaching to everyone.
I would have been telling everybody how ignorant their idea was. But what I would have changed is maybe actually, there's a lot of people that say go up to somebody that day or go out of your way. And I probably would have done something similar. I probably would have, encouraged other people to do the same. But I wouldn't have united a group of people because...
Together we unite. I think that's
It's United we stand.
But what are you standing for?
United Airlines.
Shout out to our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to hear some good ticket deals? So yes, I think it's cool that they're united. However, they should have a point like the 17 sticky notes.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
They should have been, and I feel like it's really unsafe to go outside and have 100 people standing there.
They increased security threat. Like if they wanted to fight safe schools, well, all you did was you literally lined up a group of people that if somebody wanted to cause harm, it could have been incredibly easy.
Another thing a lot of these kids don't understand, and maybe I don't either. I'm young, so I don't know. Is the thing is like in California and bigger schools that have like 5,000 kids, they do have like
They do have
they do have like
the
they do have like
security
5 to 10 security guards, and they have like metal detectors.
Yeah.
However, those schools have a bunch of people. They don't have 1,000 people to a school, so they
Right.
and those states can afford it. Those
Right.
schools can afford it. Little schools like ours, which only has 800. We can't.
1,600 students.
1,600.
Damn.
like we can't afford to have more than one security guard.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The state of Montana like can't afford to give every school to spend another 100,000 on the school.
And it would be one thing if the taxpayers want to do that, but if the taxpayers don't, then
And most aren't gonna want it.
Right,
Think
exactly.
about it.
Right.
Like, even though
And
it's
people don't
bad.
want to pay for books.
Which is just, it's kind of like a fundamentally flawed system, because then
Right.
you have people who are just like, we want change and stuff, but then you also have people who are like adamantly against raising
Right.
taxes, and like, how are the schools going to be able to
they want
provide
change,
for any
but
of
they
that?
don't want to actually pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So that's just
don't quote us on that. We don't know. If you're in high school and you walked out, that's okay to do your thing. To be honest, I don't know what I would have done in the situation. I was younger back then. I might have just been like, oh, screw it, dude. Let's get out of school. I don't know.
I don't know if there was a chant or like some message that was being broadcasted on the walkout.
Right.
I think,
But
it
a
would've
lot of
been
people
better.
just did it just to skip class. Just to
Yeah,
be
and just the
a
idea of
part
them
the group.
standing
Well,
outside
like
not doing
I don't
anything.
blame them. I mean, you're in high school.
do.
That's
All right,
you, though.
Dees.
Right,
DC.
that's fine.
When we were in high school, we were pretty damn obnoxious. We threw apples in the fucking cafeteria, right?
Yeah, I
you
probably
really
would've
think
gone,
we would have
honestly.
We
walked
threw
out?
apples at garbage cans.
I would have probably gone out.
Someone
just
threw
so
it
I
at
could
the
chill.
fucking lunch lady, dude.
That wasn't us.
It was the guy that
People in high school are obnoxious. Like our middle school,
I agree.
our middle school is a drug problem. I found out the other day. You know that? No, like not just a drug problem. It's pretty huge. Like people are
boy.
dealing like marijuana. No, that's not big. Like cocaine.
not that big. Methamphetamines.
Cocaine.
Methamphetamines.
I guess.
Fun fact about cocaine. You know the difference between crack cocaine and regular cocaine?
No, not at all.
Can't you smoke crack? Isn't that the point? Isn't that what you do? I'm just getting this up for the Wolf of Wall Street because I'm pretty sure there's a scene where
No,
boy.
crack cocaine is or just crack in general is what like the poor people say, or like the low income people that you do it.
Oh, so it's
Okay.
sketchier.
And cocaine is what the wealthy people call it.
Ah,
It's the same
so
thing.
crack cocaine is like
There's a
really
different price for it too, but it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Fun
I
fact,
bet.
same molecule.
Huh,
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on. All right, so Alex, you recently watched a movie.
I did,
Wanted
yeah.
to
I
talk
watched
about?
Game Night. It's in theaters right now.
Okay.
It has Jason Bateman.
I know.
Has a few other famous actors, but it has the black guy Winston from New Girl. If you've seen it, he is actually pretty cool. Like it's where New Girl, you think he's a weirdo, but when
yeah.
you put him in an actual like film,
Okay.
he's a chill dude. Like
Okay.
he's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
comedy, but it was said to be a drama / thriller. You know what I mean? It's
Interesting.
one of those. Like they made it funny, but it was like.
It's dramatic.
It wasn't dramatic. They tried to do like scares.
Oh.
Like they did a lot of jump scares and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, but overall, I thought the movie. I enjoyed Jason Bateman's movie. Like I enjoy his sarcastic kind of comedy. The movie was definitely unpredictable. You kind of see it coming, but you don't. So the plot, I don't want to spoil it, but the plot is that these guys, they're very competitive at games. These three couples are very competitive.
right.
Then one of the house they do it at, that couple, that dude's brother came in town, and the brother's like better than him at everything, and he's more competitive and he's richer and more successful. And anyway, and the guy comes and he's like, hey, you guys are doing these game nights, how about we do it at my place next weekend? If
Okay.
you've seen the commercial, it's literally cool.
It's
in the
Yeah, I
trailer.
got you.
Yeah, and then they go to that guy, and then that guy's like, okay, in this game you're not gonna know what's real, what's fake, and then the guy gets like kidnapped or whatever.
Right,
and they're
right.
like, all right, let's get this going, and then they realize that halfway through that it's not his game,
Right.
it's actually people that are after
Yeah,
this brother.
yeah.
So in the whole movie they're trying to figure out what's real, what's fake.
real.
And in the end, it's kind of cool though, because like you don't see some of this shit coming.
Right.
And it's funny. There's like a lot of unexpected like turns.
Twists and turns. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when I watched the trailer, I was like, "This movie looks ridiculous." Like I just watched the trailer, like
Ridiculous.
so much shit was happening in that trailer. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna make it or not, but
It's pretty good.
Sounds like, yeah,
give it a rating.
Yes, final rating. Alex.
7 out of 10. Funny, really good comedy.
Recommend.
Not. I would recommend you wait till it's on DVD or like Netflix. Like don't go see it in theater. I don't think it's worth the money, but I do think you should see it or like rent it or something like that from Redbox.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend watching it. Yeah, really
Sweet.
it's a funny comedy.
Good
Okay.
job, Alex.
sweet.
I appreciate that.
Nice. All right. Well, then moving on to our little segment of the history lesson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before
Mark's
we
history
go ahead
lesson.
and wrap up this podcast. So, history lesson, for you guys that don't know, I talk about something cool, cool, weird, amusing, anything that happened in the past. So for today's history lesson, I wanted to talk about TVs. For a bit.
TVs?
But psychology.
Cathode ray.
Well, it's psychology of TV. So,
Okay.
like, you know how we used to have, maybe your parents used to watch black and white TV. I know my parents did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black and white was around. So apparently there's just been like this kind of psychological study that's been published of how people who used to watch TV in black and white dreamed in black and white.
Oh, really?
Right, and then now people
Dream
colored dreams only came after color
Okay,
TVs.
what about
came out.
before black and white TVs? Do people just not dream?
Well, I'm not. There's really no data record. I mean, I don't know
What do you
about
mean?
that.
How is there no data record?
I mean,
TVs
like,
been
they have
around
nothing
for
to
a
test.
decade.
I mean,
They have
like
nothing
they
to-
have nothing to test too.
But-
The reason why this idea came was because there was a certain a lot of studies been published, and I know there's a lot of skepticism because people are like, how do you know that people how
Right.
do you test that someone's dreaming black and white versus colored?
Right.
But they've done numerous studies, and there is a certain correlation, a certain degree of correlation between the switch of black and white TVs to color TVs and what people dream. And the hypothesis is that when you're young, you're 10 or 11 years old, you're a kid, and you remember watching your TV shows, and
Right.
and kids are super attentive to that more than they are to generally their surroundings. It's kind of what grabs a kid's attention. You're seeing cartoons run across the screen. So when you're young, your brain kind of hardwires to that, and you kind of you reimagine the images when you're dreaming.
Right.
And to a lot of people, that comes to some people, and it comes out as black and white. And then when color came around, then there was an increase of people who dream in vivid colors, and they just ties that back to psychology.
Wild, dude. I think that could be it, but I don't know.
I don't know. For me, I dream in a very opaque, bland.
It's just a big blur for him. And he knows
For a
what's
lot of
going
people,
on,
it's
but
a
no
lot
one
of
else
blur.
will.
So that's why
Right.
they conducted a really long study on elder people and younger people, and they had to keep dream journals, and it was a very extended study. And they came up with with a bunch of statistics.
It's not conclusive.
It's not conclusive, but there is definitely a correlation
They
between
found
colored and
at least something to base something off.
right.
Do you guys like dreaming?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Why wouldn't you
Sometimes
like dreaming?
I don't like dreaming.
I fall asleep just so I can escape.
Here's the thing. I don't. All right.
What? That's sad.
You sound like a VR gamer. So I go into the virtual world.
It feels like it. That's literally what it feels like.
Here's the thing. I don't
'Cause you
remember
can
any of my
control your
dreams.
dreams
So.
sometimes.
I just know my dreams are half good, half bad. Every dream, every night, there's half of it's good, or not. I don't mean literally half and half. I mean
Yeah.
there's parts in the dream
right that are good.
It equals out to being half good, half bad. I don't like the bad part. I really like the good part, but when I wake up, I'm like, that's sad. Or if it's bad, I'm like, that's good. I don't know. I don't like the bad parts of dreaming.
Oh well.
I just don't like it. It scares
Interesting
me.
take on that.
Not scares me. I don't enjoy it.
But yeah, so that's your little history tidbit /
Thank you,
psychology
Ahmad.
fact. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this podcast.
Can I do my
episode.
quote?
Oh yeah, you want to?
So I watched this movie. It's a really old movie. It's called Evan Almighty. Has Steve Carell,
really old.
Morgan Freeman. 2006 DC.
That's
How old
not
were you back
decade
then?
old.
It doesn't matter. So this near the end or whatever, halfway through the movie, Morgan Freeman is God in this movie.
Right.
He's God.
Sweet.
Makes
So
sense.
halfway through the movie, he kind of, this is a little religious, but I feel like it's cool.
Okay.
I believe in God. So
Well, the movie was religious, so.
Yeah. Anyways.
okay. So anyway, it's a comedy, by the way. It's not like a religious flick. He's talking to Steve Carell's wife, and he's just like, she's like, well, all this, all that. He's like, well, when people pray for patience, God doesn't give him patience. He gives him an opportunity to be patient. When people when people pray to be courageous, God doesn't give him courage. He gives him an opportunity to be courageous.
So you're saying.
Take your opportunities.
Yeah,
So
when,
you're saying
or when people pray, he said another one. He's like, when people pray for a good family, he doesn't just give them a good family. He gives them an opportunity to create a good family.
So it's kind of
It's
goes.
deep.
It's going to the idea of you can't sit around and wait for things to be given to
Yeah,
you.
you have
to
to-
take the initiative.
Only
Yeah,
you are responsible.
You are responsible for
what
creating
you want.
that.
Your
And
happiness.
the opportunities are given to you, but you have to
Take them.
take them. And the movie wrapped around. And I just thought the movie was funny. They made it this comedy, and all of a sudden in the middle he said that, and this coming from Morgan Freeman,
right.
And I was watching this. I'm like, what? Steve Carell was just dancing in the last scene. This is deep as hell. I'm like, okay,
Damn.
I took that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that
It's the-
apply it to your life. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
that
believe
applies
in
to a lot
God
of
or
people.
you don't.
Or,
I don't know. Just
it's
apply that to your
something-
life.
yeah.
I don't. It doesn't matter where. I think that applies to all religions
Right.
too. Do
Right.
you agree with that?
I totally agree.
Thank you.
I do like that. I do like that ideology.
Only you and yourself alone are responsible for what you want, your happiness,
Right.
and how you
And how you go about
treat
your life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sweet. Anyways, thank you for
nice
wrapping it
little
up on a
ball.
deep end.
Yep.
Let our viewers ponder that quote.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another.
Wait,
episode
our scenery
of,
changed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you guys didn't
yeah.
notice for the video,
We got a new painting.
we are currently filming in the residence of Alex and
Me.
It's his crib.
because we are in Billings, Montana, currently as we are on spring break. So we had a change of scenery, and that is why we are here.
Sweet.
Next week is going back.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll be
Thank you.
back in the normal hub.
Yeah.
The bub.
The bub.
The bub.
Next time. Anyways, thank you for tuning
The
in
I don't know.
for this episode.
Why'd you say that?
What?
I don't even know.
Why would you say that?
What'd you say?
I said the bub.
All right, cool. We'll call it the bub from now on.
The lub.
No.
The rub. The nub.
The rundown.
No.
Anyways, all right. The song of this week is "Every Day"
Oh.
by Logic. We listened to that up on the way
With Marshmallow.
with Marshmallow. We listened to that.
Marshmallow.
This
to,
is my.
Snowmobiling.
DC said it was his favorite Logic song. I thought about it. It's
Yeah.
my favorite Logic
Not
song
bad.
too,
Yeah.
and it's my favorite song at the moment too.
Cool.
You like this song? DC?
Yeah,
Is
I
it your
like
favorite
it.
song at the moment?
No,
Say it.
but I really like
No?
it. It's not my favorite.
Let it be your favorite.
Say it's your
just for
favorite.
this.
We're
Say
gonna,
it's your favorite.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
Do it.
No. Do it.
Okay, well.
Anyways, yeah. We'll go ahead and play that for you guys. "Every Day" by Logic, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah,
As
we'll
always,
see
you
you guys
gotta.
later.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Wait, I was supposed to do the outro. I didn't even read. What the hell?
I thought you were gonna. DC started doing that.
No, no.
Do it.
All right.
Send it.
Well, you got me over here. You got Alex.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Hamad. You got Alex over here,
What's up?
and you got
Or
Dees.
bye.
Bye, guys.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Yeah, there we go.